All right, and welcome this time as we start a brand new Thursday night with a great session. One, as I'm sure it will be in a new campaign, the Word of Exandria, the continent of Wildmount. And as we soon shall find out, we are within the southern area, in a land between Jorhas and the Menagerie coast, and butting just up against the Jundalian Empire. We find the ruins of Jerkonia, the once great and magnificent flying city that was felled by Vortugal, the frigid doom, and plunged down. And many those who survived were later killed and put up on pikes by the wicked dragon and their subordinates. And many decades, of course, of part of defeating all of the Cromer conclave, the frigid doom was, of course, destroyed. But in the years since, there has been a renewed interest in the ruins, as the call has gone out to find artifacts that might still be there, especially in the main section that was felled. For while it was thought that much of it was already taken aback, new passages had been found, and thusly the call has gone out to many. And we will meet now just one of those groups who have answered it. So, without further ado, we're going to start our fun here. And see how we do. So, now, large peaks of stone surround the valley. Within it, you can see, now abandoned, at least from those who originally carved it, tunnels that were homes and places to meet. This has largely been abandoned from times past. But now, what has propped up is a bit of a kind of boom town, if you will. Various merchants and suppliers of strange and wonderful items have found themselves here, mostly to buy things that come out from the excavations in and around. The chief of which is an organization that some say was the first to set up shop here. They have taken the largest cave, and it is adorned with a always emitting bright light symbol of a floating tower with a hand grasping it. This, of course, is an organization that some of your characters have met the first time that they came here, known as the League of Miracles. They are responsible for many wonders throughout the world of Exandria. Chiefly among them had been restoring much of what the damage the Cromer Conclave did to the world, and thusly have arranged the various governments to be in charge of the excavation of this place as much as anyone could be in charge of it. already you have gone through the processes to register your group here, and you were given the essential documents, and ultimately the simple ask of the league here is that you show them of anything of interest before you sell it. It is very clear that you are allowed to keep and use certain things, but they have made it pretty clear that if you would go to sell it to people first without them getting kind of a first no or first refusal, that would be a violation of your rights to continue to go down. Other than that, there's very little interference other than a warning to not interfere with others' work violently. Should such things be found out, that is another, at least, a restriction of your license, if not further punishment by the League. However, adventuring parties disappear all the time, and there are always rumors of those who ran afoul but have never been found. Of course, no body, no crime, as the League likes to say. Now, today is your first day of really being able to go deep within the ruins. All your paperwork has been had, and some of you, of course, came here with a map or a piece of one. I will tell you that as you've been able to be here, while you've not shown it to anybody, at least not yet, from what you can tell, where it seems to point and what it refers to, you have found no evidence of anyone knowing about. In slight places of where you can see where it says certain things have been covered or uncovered, nothing quite matches what you have. So it is possible this is quite unique. But currently, you stand before an uncovered arch. It depicts 10 dragon heads, all intertwined and breathing down to form the passage. Most speculate that this once was an entryway to a great hall, though the exact what it was is a bit lost. There's been conflicting stories upon it. However, it does appear that once, at least among the eyes and certainly on the scales, they may have been precious stones, but has long since been scavenged and taken away, so that now simply the stone of these that has been somewhat cracked remains, as well as the general structure of the tunnel itself that leads deeper in. So, standing here at the tunnel, looking in and looking about each other, we can kind of say your character, do a description, how they might be reacting, what they might be thinking. Who would like to start us off?
Sure. You see Alaric stands about 6 feet tall. He might once have been a bit gangly in his teenage years, but he's filled out and his shoulders have broadened. And he has sort of pull back black hair that goes down to his shoulders, and these storm gray eyes that are a bit hooded, and he's wearing the several layers of robes. He has a staff in one hand, and you can see a thick leather book strapped at his hip, and perched on his shoulder is a hawk with rust red and brown feathering. And they kind of had the same countenance in their look, just very focused and kind of intense. He's looking up at the heads of these dragons. And am I able to tell if these are different types of dragons?
Indeed. I will take a nature or history.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll do history. It is an 18.
Okay. These fit traditional descriptions of the chromatic and metallic dragons. All seem to be represented here. A version of all of them together, both their wisdom and cunning, their goodness, their humbleness, and their craftiness, forming a society.
Well, I think we can safely assume we're in the right place.
So I'll go ahead. So Xanatos, a human paladin, he has long white hair tied up into a ponytail just so that nothing gets in his face. And unlike Alaric, he has been drinking a bit from his Boda bag, the traditional wine canvas of his Tross drink. And although not totally focused, he is focused looking at a piece of paper, the map that he found from his parents before they died. And although he's not sure what it leads, he has a hope of what it could lead to, as many thoughts surround this map. And so he looks at Alaric, sighs, well, I hope this is the right place. I don't know how much more beer I got left.
And as we're walking forward, Celicus kind of takes a moment to stop and runs one of his clawed hands over one of the carvings of one of the dragons, and his claw kind of just catches a little bit in one of the divots, and he just looks upon it with this very kind of far off, wistful expression, and then it's quickly gone. Celicus stands, I would think, above most of the party, over 6 feet. He's thinner and more lithe than than most Dragonborn. He's not as broad-shouldered, but he's definitely strong, and he wears black and silverite kind of tones in his armor, and on his back he carries a very nasty looking trident.
in walking casually, but with like a commanding presence, just playing a tune on my lute, walking next to Orion. I'm just kind of looking around curiously. Slight of frame, but like Celicus, lithe and energetic in my steps. Just trying to make sure that I've come to the right place. Only weapon visible is a dagger on my hip that doesn't even look like it would be used in combat, realistically. More just like a knife for the table. Orion, is this the right place?
You keep asking me if I know where we're going. I haven't even seen the map that we're being paid to help follow.
You've always been better about the getting to the starting point, though.
I mean, yeah, because since we've started, I've always been first whenever we have to do anything. Usually you're the one that runs late, even in birth.
I don't know how that's relevant right now. Like, it was maybe 30 seconds. It doesn't even count if it's not even a full minute.
If we're in the right place, I'm sure that the ones with the map know where we're going. But to be fair, we have seen nothing but cave holes, tents, and rubbish. And this does not look like rubbish. This is an arch. This actually looks like it has some serious purpose. So I'm gonna go with I think we're in the right place for once.
And did you have to buy the exact same coat that I had and just get it dyed differently? Like, was that necessary?
Absolutely. I mean, look at
I
our
have
body
always
type.
been more
We look
stylish.
amazing. It's true. I mean, and I pull out like this other robe and I'm like, look at this. This is what I got, when I started like kind of getting into the whole like being more calm and being relaxed. And this is just terrible. Who wears gray all day?
I think is that honestly just a burlap sack? Is that honestly what your order gave you? A burlap
I
sack?
turn it over and I'm like, oh shit. I think it is. Mother, oh my god. I gotta save that for later.
Maybe we can stash some extra potatoes in there. Because that's probably what was originally its purpose.
It's the last time I go to a random church and just ask for a pair of robes. To be fair, I didn't actually ask. I just walked in the back and took it. So
I'm glad you're keeping up the practice with the dexterous fingers.
As
even
always.
Though you're bruising the gods.
If I've learned anything, it's just balance is key to everything. Good and bad, right and wrong, having a heavier pocket than the guy next to you. As you guys look at Orion, very similar in all ways to Calder. And my clothing is exactly the same, as I did buy basically the same outfit, but had it dyed blue. But unlike Calder, I have a scimitar and I have a shield on my back. With what you can see underneath the clothing is a bit of a kind of like leather armor. Just kind of slipped in there to give a little protection. But the one thing that does stand out that Calder does not have is a circular stone that's hollowed out on a rope that is hanging from around my neck. And every so often, whenever I seem to be kind of almost like fidgeting, Orion kind of reaches for it and just kind of rubs it.
Love it.
And staying a little further to the back than the rest of the party members is a much shorter figure probably than everyone else, sitting about 4'11", draped with a white cloak with fine gold trim, and with his hood up. He pulls it down, and as he looks up towards the draconic carvings, to reveal what appears to be a unearthly youth with alabaster-like skin and eyes like soft gold, hair like platinum. You look at him once and you can immediately tell that although there is a resemblance to humanity, he is 100% definitely not human. This kind of wave of presence, this very strong sense of presence just washes out from him effortlessly as he pulls down his hood. And he looks around for a bit, kind of taking in his surroundings, very apathetically, you could say, but also kind of focused. He stares ahead for a while, and he almost seems to be in a different place. Running through his head right now is thoughts of, when am I going to get my next meal? Am I going to be able to sleep somewhere nice tonight? And am I going to find the bastard who killed my parents?
So Torsten will approach Aloric, chuckling under his breath at the two brothers, thinking of his own siblings and the arguments and fights they used to get into over silly things. And he is about 6 feet tall, very muscular. He also has a trident strapped to his back. He's also armed with a shield, sword, and a bow. And he approaches Aloric and says, "So, is this what we're looking for?"
Yes, it's definitely what we're looking for. 100% certain this time. No doubt.
Okay.
I know I said that the last 5 times, but this time, 100%, absolute certain, no doubt.
I'm sure.
This sounds really familiar. We'll flashback. Torsten is first meeting Aloric, who brings him on to this adventure. And one of the things that triggers in his mind is he's absolutely sure that this is where this thing will be. And his confidence is something that really gets Torsten to like, okay, so, you know, this is a little bit different than what I've been doing, which is guarding caravans and such, but it also will be an interesting place to see, and who knows what could be learned there. So, sort of as, you know, we're at the table and he's sort of talking about, you know, other people that he's trying to get involved. You know, Torsten says, well, I don't know really much about magic or really history, but I mean, I can fight and spend some time working on the docks so I can carry things and such. I don't know if you have need of that.
That is precisely what we have need of. We have a wealth of magic users, but in these kind of places, you have to prepare for, well, not being able to use magic, and that's where you come in, my friend. That's where we need you right up in front. Preferably, like, right between possibly where I am and where whatever is in front. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ours kind of snaps back to reality and says, yeah, I second that. And he gives like a forced smile, quickly goes away. As he walks, his a little golden mask that would cover the full face, kind of like sits dangling at his belt a bit. He has no weapons on him that are visible, at least. But he does have what appears to be a quartz crystal necklace around his neck. And kind of holds onto it a bit and lets it go. Kind of sighs breathlessly, looking around.
Who wants to go first?
Alaric, you seem to have the entirety of the general store in your pack.
Not all of it. Just the things I thought we might need.
Does anybody have a light? Because we're gonna need that in here.
Ars nods, and he just kind of casually puts his hand to his chest and immediately starts to glow with a halo of light behind his head. Like soft golden light washes out from him. I'm not going in first, but I'll provide the light.
And attract everything right to you. I like that plan.
Yes, I like the part where you're all surrounding me, too.
Yeah.
I guess I should put this away as I put my loot on my back and just kind of like flick my wrist, and you see this like obnoxiously large sword appear in my hand, and I just kind of set it on my shoulders and begin walking forward.
Oh, aren't we showing off yet again with our magic sword that comes out of nowhere?
You're just jealous.
I am, but you know what I can do? And then I take out my scimitar and I go, ooh, and I cast light on it and I illuminate it and go, look, I have a magic weapon tool. Lark, I'll go first.
The youth kind of like speaks up again. He says, Orion, how much are we being paid for this again?
We're getting paid?
That's what I thought. We're getting paid?
I'm not getting paid. Ars kind of starts to look down and is like, I'm not getting paid?
I thought this was a sell what you find kind of gig.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have paid closer attention.
Lark, are you paying him?
It's well, you know, it's the friends you make along the way. Let's go.
I die first. All my money goes to my brother.
Silica's kind of idly, like, says under his breath, in Draconic, what have I gotten myself into?
And Xando says, and if Orion dies second, I get his gold.
And Ars whispers in Celestial beneath his breath, says, I can't believe we're not getting paid for this. Hope we find something.
Wait, can we time out for just a second?
Oh, sure.
Sage, would it be possible for you to put your character's name up on the screen?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. You just keep saying that your character's name, and I'm like, wait, who is that? I look at all the names. I'm like, wait, who's talking? All right, sorry. Time in.
That's a good one. All right, very good. Yeah, and yep. So you're walking in, and as you do come into the first part of the tunnel here, you do see has been fitted with lamps that glow with blue light. They don't seem to consume anything, but simply are there. This leads for another 30 feet before opening up into a larger chamber. This chamber has three passages carved of stone that lead forward. You can see marks indicating on the side when, what day and time, approximately. Some say dawn or night or whatever parties went in. Some say the name of such. And then also, and these are on the left side of these individual arches. On the right, you can see where people marked the day and time they left. And you can tell that the ones on the left are more numerous than the ones on the right of these. Occasionally, instead of a group name, it seems that one or two names individually are the ones that came out, or even some say, one says on the exit, the marvelous firecrackers, -4. The only other feature that hasn't been picked out, because you look in the ceiling, you could see what maybe was a chandelier, but now has no crystal or anything hanging from it, just has been long scavenged, just a piece of metal. But as you look below, you can see that there is a stone mosaic set into the floor that you stand on. It's intricate, appears to be weathered, but every time you look at it, it's as if your pulse quickens. The hairs on your arms or your scales rattle a bit. It's as if it radiates fear. Divided into 10 distinct sections, each one bearing the unmistakable markings of a different dragon. And this still bears its coloring. 5 in shimmering metallic hues and 5 in deep, ominous chromatic shades.
If nobody has a preference, why don't we go with Cell's color?
What?
So the doors don't have this color. This is a mosaic set into the floor.
Oh, okay.
And there are only 3 passageways, right?
Correct.
Just kidding.
But I like where your head's at. These is the floor, the entirety of the floor stone?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a way we can look at the map to see if it like kind of guides whichever path? Or is this going to be just guess and check type of thing?
Well, do my bearers of the map here.
I guess a good question is, how detailed is the map that we have?
Yeah, that's what I'm, like, is it a line with an X and that's it? Or
Like
Well, that's probably why it took so many times to get here.
Yeah. The map itself, you look below and you can see where in the upper right hand corner, this what looks like a precise image of it has been drawn. And below it, it just says the words the council.
So it has a drawing in the upper corner of this mosaic on the floor. Ah, okay.
Looking at the other details of the map, you don't see something that resembles... Nothing resembles this room or these three passages. This could be of another... It could be of other sections.
And then, did you say that the path on the left had the most names on it?
No. On each door, there are more writings on the left that show who went in and when, than on the right who left.
Okay. But it doesn't say, like, left, middle, right, or anything like that. Or, like, which way they went down.
Does it have times for
It does.
how long they've been down there?
You could figure it out by looking. So each one has different... Each door has this ritual done on it.
Okay.
So you can tell, you could go by... You could figure out quite easily which one has had has been the most time before someone's gone down it. And you could get any type of information that subtraction would give you. In comparison. What were you asking there, Sage?
Ours would try and look at these different names and stuff and try and figure out how many people exactly have gone down there, been down there a very long time, and not come out. Can I gather that information from this?
I would say...
Trying to get a danger.
Yeah, I totally get that. So the left and right passages, the best you can figure, because there's not a like standard nomenclature, and when people go in, they don't say like how many they came in. But if you had to guess as far as like groups, it would seem that the left and right seem to, you think maybe anywhere from 4 to 7 groups of adventurers that did not return.
How many would you say there are in total? So against how many did return?
How many actually came back?
Yeah.
Of those. Say ones where you have precise matches, there's about 15. Give or take on those two left and right. In the center, it looks like 40 have gone down and 3 have come back.
Okay. So ours immediately just kind of grimaces like, oh, we don't like this. But he steels himself. Takes a deep breath, takes a step back.
All right, do we want to go down the most dangerous one because no one's come back? Or do we want to go down the road less traveled?
Whatever makes us more money.
The road less traveled for me.
That makes sense. The one that has the fewest coming back probably means there's more things down there to find.
That's my thoughts exactly. Not excited to find out why so many didn't come back, though.
But I have faith in us. I'm for the center path.
Orion, your brother says that you have slippery fingers. Care to put them to use?
Always more than happy to. I say the middle path as well.
Any objections?
I don't have any.
Neither do I.
Good. Let's hope we all come out of this alive and hopefully rich.
Well, Xanatos, Alaric, it's your map. You go first, and I push you both forward.
Okay. Right.
You hired me to go first
Yes.
for things like this, to check for stuff. So, Calder, come on. So we're up.
And then Xanatos, before they go, he says, all right, since Orion is the only one who has actually a torch sword, and he's going to cast protection from evil and good on Orion.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for actually having something we could see with.
Hello?
Just keep him safe in the back, please. We don't need...
All right, Golden Boy, unless you're going first, you don't have anything.
All right.
Y'all are the ones with big armor. You go first. I'll stay in the back.
I will put my sword out and use it to light the way as I will start slowly making my way down the center path and kind of taking a look at the walls and stuff as we go, and stop and turn around and go, should we write our name on the wall?
You look over and Alark is like mid. Oh, I just assumed we would. I should have asked. Sorry. Is this all right?
Yeah.
You kind of have to finish it now.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, it'll look like someone got killed right here.
I didn't even mention past the entrance.
Yeah.
That goes all the way down.
Why are you writing Alaric's henchman?
What are you? What are you writing down?
That's Brooks, Brooks.
We're the Brooks brothers.
Yeah. We hadn't come up with an official name yet, so it's just names.
Okay. If a lark was just going to be a smile, that can be like, well, it's this now.
Yeah.
So, names kind of encircled.
What's interesting though is that the writing is just this really lovely like script font that is so out of place on compared to everything else.
All right. So then, Orion, you're leading with the light. Give me a perception check, please.
All right.
Guidance.
Oh. Are you giving me guidance? Or okay.
You got this.
All right.
Warlocks have guidance?
I do.
All right. So let's see. There's an 11 plus 5 plus 4. It's for a 20 total.
Let's go.
Nice.
Dirty 20 for the first roll. Look it up.
The dirty 20.
A good omen?
Sorry, I just remembered that this is probably important before we actually get into this. Like as I finish writing and everybody's like walking away, it's like, oh shit. I quickly make an arcane symbol, move my hands, cast it, and there's just this shimmer of magical energy as I cast mage armor on myself.
Okay. Any other things like this to declare from everybody?
Smart,
Um,
Alaric. If a
Yes,
wild
I see you're
crossbow
putting on
bolt
your
comes
second
out
set
of
of
the
armor.
distance and hits you, it might miss.
So ours watches Alark do this, just very curiously. Doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Now I'm ready. No, no.
Everyone has armor but me.
You know, if you stand behind Alaric, who's going to stand behind me, you have my armor, his armor, him, and then you. So in a way, it could be like you have armor.
Wait,
Unless someone comes up from behind us.
your equation, did
Oh.
you vacate your armor?
Oh, well, there's me too, but I was hoping they wouldn't go through me.
But it went through your armor and Alaric's armor and then got to Art. Okay.
Yeah,
That's-
once my armor looks bad, I'm getting out of the way. Would it, then perhaps you should be somewhere in the center. And I
Yeah,
can take it back.
Yeah, so ours would get in the center. He's like, yeah, that was my idea.
In that case, Xanatos will be in the back wielding his great sword, just like to bring up the rear, but ready to come up front in case anything goes down.
Okay. So, as the through the light, you can see in the ceiling there is writing that has been carved into this. It seems to be in Draconic.
What does it say?
So you look up. It's like, ooh, say your name again, Molly.
Celicus.
Celicus. So Celicus looks up and says, "Watch for the drag marks. Don't let their death be in vain."
Something the matter, Celicus?
The writing. Watch for the drag marks. Don't let their death be in vain.
Well, that's not foreboding at all.
It'll be fine.
Wait, are the drag marks on the floor, the walls, of the ceiling, or the above?
It didn't specify.
It doesn't mean drag like this is a drag, or that people are being dragged, or like they're taking a drag, like they're smoking. Like, is there context?
We'll just keep our eyes out for everything.
I'm assuming that it's dragging across the floor.
Right. As long as it's not a drag, like this is lame, I'm down.
How high up is the ceiling?
From this tunnel, it is 15 feet high.
How did they... It's probably not important that they were tall enough to ride on the ceiling, right?
Wait,
I mean, people can float, right? Magic.
That's a lot of effort to...
Is it carved into the ceiling?
Yes.
Guys, I think it was just a dragon.
Not everything's magic. Maybe they just had a ladder.
Like just their claw.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did know of this one woman that had magical shoes that allowed her to walk on the ceiling of buildings.
Did you find it in a place like this?
No, not that I'm aware of.
After
At least it
Selleck
doesn't.
is
At least it doesn't say "turn back now."
Wait, are you sure it's drag and not like dragon? Like dragon marks?
Those are two vastly different syntaxes.
Okay.
But the characters are the same.
No, they are not.
What I'm concerned about is the fact that it seems to think that someone's death is a foregone conclusion.
Well, yes, somebody died, and they're trying to warn us not to do the same, I think. Learn from their mistakes.
all right. As I kind of start walking a bit, do I notice any drag marks? Just the next 5 or 10 feet as I start stepping ahead again.
Right away, you don't. Though, as you go forward, trying to look the best you can, you no longer see any markings. Then this tunnel gives way to a enormous space. About 30 feet high is the ceiling. Above are mosaics depicting grandly adorned dragonborn with long tails that are jeweled, that seem to be walking and drinking, and food falls from their plates and wine from their cups to the empty plates and cups of dragonborn without tails, who look up, smiling in gratitude. The chamber seems to have once been held up by many pillars. But you can see a good number, only the tops remain still upon the ceiling. Others you see only the bottom. And yet there are others where it appears that these columns had begun to crumble. And you see the form, and you see this on a few of the pillars, the forms of dragonborns, some with tails, some without, who have what looks like a bottle in their hand and pouring it down their throat while working together to hold the pillars up. These are statues of stone.
Curious. This place's history. It's written on its walls.
Celicus, how do you feel about all this? Some of these guys look happy for leftovers, and granted, the state that food looks, I'd probably be pretty happy eating those leftovers too. But what's the connotation of all this?
Before Draconia fell, those without tails were more or less enslaved. And this was one of the great reminders that either we are their generous masters, or that they should be grateful for anything that we give them.
Are you just speaking in we, because you're just explaining the story, or is that your sentiment to things?
How old are you, Selkis.
I'm a little bit I'm not 100% sure where we are in the timeline between the fall of Draconia and now. So I put like 20s, 30s because Seleucus was like a teenager when Draconia fell. He was still really young. He had just like kind of been at the beginning of taking his like oaths to the order. So like
that works well enough. I think that's all we need to know character-wise. We have to get too hung up in the time.
Yeah. So he's young adult. Seleucus will kind of like it was you, Calder, who asked the question. Would turn to you and say, even if I thought differently, before the fall, there was no chance of there being any real change.
Fair enough.
There were plenty of those that disagreed with the oppression. But it wasn't my place.
For the pillars, are they have like a mixed bag of like Grandly, Dragonborn, and the Dragonborn without tails, or some pure like Grandly and some are pure without tails?
So the pillars, the ones that are being held up, for the most part, are a mixture of tails and they're on each one. Some might have all whatever, but mostly it looked like they were all that was there. And they're extremely detailed, lifelike. And when I say holding up, you can see like where there was physical damage done to the pillar.
The pillars that are missing, do we see them lying around the room?
You can see some wreckage of them, yeah.
Okay.
If I kind of poke around, do I notice any maybe more recent footprints or any trails outside of as we're heading in?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Guidance.
That's a 20 plus guidance. So that will be 23 total.
Doing very well.
Nice.
I got a 15 plus 5 plus 3.
So
We love to see it.
Until I start rolling ones only during combat.
there is a good amount of stone dust here. And yet, you don't see footprints, which is not right. It's an odd, and as you look closely with the 23, it's unnatural. The area has been, the dust here has been purposely moved to hide footprints. Specifically, it looks like those who have come out.
Now,
In
what's-
addition, you can see from some of the pillars and a few of the stones themselves and rocks where it seems to be deep grooves of something being drug away from the stone.
I will, as I'm kind of making my way around, I'll turn, just be like, I think somebody's been covering their tracks here. And then I'll point over to the pillars and point out the stuff about the dragging. I don't know if this has to do with that warning that you said, Celicus, but somebody or something is definitely covering up people coming in and out of here.
Wait, do you mean it looks like something was in the pillars and it was excavated out of the pillars?
It sort of does, yeah. The dragging's going forward, not the way we came from.
Celicus, what was the phrase exactly in Draconic on the ceiling before? What did it say?
Watch for the drag marks. Don't let their death be in vain.
So we're gonna just follow those then, right?
Seems like it. We don't want their death to be in vain, so we gotta go towards that
Wait.
area.
Wait. So, is there some sort of danger, I wonder, to leaving one's marks behind?
Don't know. From where we are, do we see any other tunnels leading out of this room?
What's the greatest dark vision do I have here?
Ours has 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay.
Same.
So from here, no, you can't see the back walls yet.
Okay. Oh.
Well, before we head further, then should we maybe take a loop around the room?
Yeah. Best to make sure we don't leave anything behind, or hopefully that nothing can come up behind us once we move on.
You think there's something hiding in this room so close to the entrance?
I would rather not assume there isn't.
That's fair.
I agree with that
As
sentiment.
far as assumptions go, that's a better one, is to assume trouble instead of assume not having trouble.
Then, assuming the worst, I suggest we buddy up.
If
There are 10
ours,
of us.
Oh,
Then there will be one group of 3.
I will stay between one of the. I'll be part of the group of 3, and if I could maybe get 2 of the big armored people, that would be nice. Sorry, Alark.
It's fine. It's fine. No offense taken. It's I'm not going to write in my journal about this later. It's fine.
Tova's advice. First thing, split the party. So we got these. It's my
We're
group.
in the same room.
Yeah,
It's-
we're just.
I'd say we're just
living
going like
in the
this.
same room.
Yeah, around the
we're
around the
sailing
perimeter.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all going to stay within 30 feet of each other as
So-
we move
so we-
through this room.
So we do this. We send the 3 down the center, and then one group of 2 on one side, one group of 2 on the other, and we just go all the way around so that we just mark. Nobody goes
Be
in the
strategic.
tunnel. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's the group of 3?
I'll go with Torsten.
Okay, and ours will go with Torsten and yeah.
Oh,
I
so it
think
is
we
me.
should-
Great.
I think we
okay.
should separate the dark vision people and
That's what I was
people
thinking.
with,
Oh, yeah.
and people with light. Like they should not be together. So Golden Boy and Orion are on one team, and then Selkus and
That's 2 lights on the same team.
Yeah.
are on opposite teams.
Orion and I are just going to go down the right side of this room because you can get out of any maze by just keeping your right hand on the wall.
Okay. So it's Calder, Orion, Celicus, Xanatos, and then ours, Torsten, Alaric, rather. Yes.
Ours, Torsten, Alark.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
somebody needs it. I have a lantern, and I also have torches. The mundane ways of seeing in the dark.
Well, hold on. I think I think I can cause more than one object to glow, can't I? With light.
No, it's just the one. When you cast it a second time, it turns off the first one.
Oh yes, you're right. It says the spell ends if you cast it again. My bad.
It's all good.
Okay.
So the three of you down the middle, Orion and I down the right, Celicus and Xanatos down the left.
So, Ars, Torsten, and Alaric.
How big was this room?
So the room itself wide. Well, let me see here. Yeah, you can't see where it's
The edges.
yet,
Okay.
so you'd have to go in. But yeah, but you're saying you're keeping 30 feet apart. We'll keep that, the deal, because that's what y'all had wanted. So first thing,
Celicus.
Celicus.
It's that EU in the middle that's throwing me. Celicus and Xanatos. You head down, I guess, the right in this visual.
That's my side.
The left. We're on the left.
You're on the left, we're on the right. We're just moving all over the
You head
place.
down to the left. And Celicus, you looking at the statues holding up a pillar, you see someone you played with when you were a child.
Okay.
Who are they, and share a memory?
I would think it would be I'm gonna say they were Titus. He was
Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I
It's
had
the first name that popped into my head. Final Fantasy joke. And he was another from another family that they were considering giving him to the temple like Celicus was, but ultimately Titus didn't have the same kind of like devotion. It wasn't he didn't have he didn't have the heart for it. The heart for like the blind devotion that Celicus had in that young age, and they played together with plenty of other young Dragonborn, all watched over by their mothers as they had tea in some fancy garden courtyard, gossiping about the usual things that all noble ladies do, the things their husbands are doing, the latest gossip.
So
Who they would who they would eventually have their children marry.
see them back to age you were when you had fled, looking up towards the pillar, the bottle held by their teeth, using both arms to hold the pillar, straining. As everyone is moving down their row, anything of note or especially that you are doing as you're looking around?
So ours is going to be very much on the lookout for danger. He has dark vision and he's glowing very brightly. And he's wanting to play things safe as possible, while also making maximum profit. So yeah, he's going to keep his eyes peeled for any sign of danger and or treasure.
Okay.
I'll take the lead for me and Calder as he's behind me. This is not anything new for either one of us for sneaking around, for growing up together. So as I'm kind of watching the ground, he's watching the wall to make sure that in case I start veering off, he keeps me back on track. So I'm watching the floor section, he's watching the side.
Then the one who's yeah, everyone give me a perception check, I guess.
Alrighty.
And I did want to say that Torsten is also looking up.
Okay.
Can I give my brother guidance? Because he always gives me guidance.
Not for this, because everyone's doing a check.
Oh, okay.
I got 6, Matt.
I got 2, Bobby.
I got 15 total.
I got 12, but I like to do that thing you mentioned earlier where we flash back.
Indeed.
So ours is glowing. He's got this thin, soft golden glow surrounding him. He's staring out into the darkness with his golden eyes and completely blank expression on his face. As he scans the shadows of this place, he is taken back to another time where he was staring out from behind from around a corner. He just walked up towards a courtyard where his aunt and Orion were talking, and he eavesdrops a bit on their conversation. Auntie Andrea is giving Orion a job to deliver a special package to another noble. Apparently it's very important, and that time is of the essence. Auntie Andrea had set aside time to meet with ours prior, and she was always very punctual, and she adored her nephew. So clearly, this took precedence. On Orion's way out, he takes note of his sword and of his scimitar and his hair as he passes him by.
So Ryan passes by, he'll see ours and just give him a little bit of a wink and be like, you better not be late. Your aunt does not appreciate people making her wait longer than they should. And I'll just start kind of walking on my way with my package as I tuck it back inside of my bag.
That goes for you too.
I'm always quick to be on time.
And ours would pass by around the corner, and his aunt would envelop him in a hug, and before asking him how much he heard.
Right. From there, what exactly did you hear? And you come back and make your roll.
All right. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's a 21 in total.
Okay.
Got a 19.
As you come back from this, you See one of the statues that's holding up the pillar. Looks exactly like you. The hair, your face, all of it.
Ars gasps very softly, says, That's not possible. And you see Ars starts to veer off, even though he's got two people right beside him. He starts to kind of go off on ahead towards somewhere you guys can't even really see. And he walks up to this pillar and inspects it more closely. He blinks.
Well, you have the light, right?
Yes, he does have the light.
Okay, so they can see.
Oh, they can't.
Well, because you have the light. They see the light moving.
Realize if it was on the edge of my vision or not.
So they would still be able to see a light, is what I'm telling you. Because if you're holding a light,
Yeah, so we would notice the light moving away.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would notice him going off. Yeah,
right, and then whatever that light touches, they can then see.
Yes.
So you don't see where he's going till he gets there. Is all I'm saying. So people can see you doing the thing. That's all I'm establishing.
Yeah, I know.
Cool, perfect. So you come up to the statue.
He looks at it. He says, "Am I seeing this right?" And he looks back at the others. Is this me?
I'll try and perceive what Ars is looking at to see if I see what he's talking about.
Same.
All right, you both look and you see precisely that, a statue of Ars.
That's I mean that's
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I wasn't born yet when this place was made. How could a statue of me possibly be here?
Can I see if I can determine the difference between carved stonework and stone carved by magic? By tools or by magic?
So I guess I'll say none of these statues are carved stone.
Oh, I missed that. What are they made of?
Stone.
They're made of stone, just not carved.
Oh,
There's a little subtle. Well, I was trying to be more obvious. They all have potions
Potion
in their
bottles?
mouth, and this recognizes somebody they knew as a kid. They're holding up broken pillars. For those magic, they might have been drinking something that turned them to stone to save the city as it was crumbling, so more people could escape.
ah.
I'm a pretty one-of-a-kind person. Like, I'm not saying that just to, like, be prideful or anything, but, like, I'm probably the only person really like me that's ever lived. So, the fact that there is a statue here that looks exactly like me, that's inconceivable to me. My father's never had any of the children that, as far as I'm aware.
Well, so you've not seen any other children that look like you?
No,
Is that-
I'm an Aasimar. My kind are extremely rare.
But, well, okay, you're the only one I've ever seen that I know of. What if all of the Aasimar children just look like you?
They don't.
How do you know if you've never seen another one?
I've seen one other, but their skin was blue. My understanding is that they can look really quite different, depending on
Okay.
who their parents are. Like any other person. What do you mean? We all look the same.
I'm just trying to make sense of that, and I
Me
motion at the
too, but
statue.
that's very rude. You humans all look the same.
I point over at Calder and Orion. They look. I can't tell the difference.
I don't know.
If they were wearing different colored clothes, I'd be in trouble.
One is just slightly more snarky. I just never can remember which one it is.
Ours kind of gives a light chuckle before straightening up a little bit. He's like, "This is completely bizarre. Could they be trying to send a message? Is this some kind of prophecy, maybe?"
I don't know.
Sorry, Matt, I may have missed this. This statue does not have a potion, right?
It
Doesn't have the bottle in its mouth.
It does not.
Hmm.
Why in the world would a society of Dragonborn create a statue of an Aasimar boy who wasn't even born yet?
I have no idea. Sorry.
Ours is going to look over the statue more closely. As closely as he can. He's going to try and look for any, like, how are their clothes the same? The cloak? Is my cloak there? Like, the necklace, the quartz necklace.
So
Oh.
everything you are currently wearing.
This has to be some kind of message from the past.
Were you going to say something, Ryan?
Finance.
Ryan, were you trying to get in there? Or
I was going to say we lost Jonathan.
okay, yeah. I'm sure he'll come back in a second.
Man down.
Go ahead, Ars.
Okay, so Ars looks over the statue and one by one he takes note of details. Is literally exactly the same as he is in every single way. Says, he has my clothes, my necklace, my cloak. This is me.
Having a sudden horrible thought, Alaric just instinctively takes a step back. DM, do I know of any creatures that do something similar to this? Will take on the appearance of another creature or can pretend to look like stone?
You've heard of many things that can do many things, but guess give me an Arcana check.
That's an 18.
18. You've heard of creatures that, especially for those who might be exploring, would take on something that might interest them to lure them closer.
Us? Perhaps we might examine this a little further back, just in case it's hungry.
Ars takes like a fraction of a second and he's like, oh, and he's immediately puts two and two together, the implication. And yeah, he steps away pretty quickly.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, Ars.
Okay. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's an 11.
Okay. As ours begins to move away, the hand on the pillar moves. Trying to reach out.
Shit.
And roll for initiative, everyone.
Oh, bloody hell, why me?
Oh boy.
So we were doing this in Theater of the Mind.
Oh, dang. Okay. I got another 11.
Oh, nice.
Oh, for a second I thought it was a nat 1, but it's a 7. So
No, it's a 9.
Oh, dear.
All right. What'd you get, ours?
I got an 11.
Okay. Are you rolling in the app?
Oh, no. Should I?
No.
I can't.
I'm just curious. It didn't populate into my form. That's why I was a little curious.
All right.
Then I'm going to go ahead and just get Calder in there. And Jonathan is resetting his computer. He had said.
Got it.
Okay. So because it is bright light around this thing, anyone can decide they see this. It is Orion first.
All right, and Kaldar and I are further to the right side.
Yeah, so you're about 60 feet away.
Yeah. So looking at my brother, and then as we're keeping track, and we see this happen.
Yeah. Orion, I'm going to give you something because you're the one who's been looking very verbally. As you can see this, you also see there are drag marks that go from the statue off into the darkness.
But you do have protection from evil and good.
All right. Are the drag marks like in front of us, or they just go off into the darkness?
Where they go off into the darkness from where they ours is. There too.
All right. Since I'm so far away, though, I'm going to pull my shield off my back, and I'm going to tap my brother and say, "Listen, it looks like they found something," and I'm going to start running in that direction. And then I am going to only go 30 feet, and then I'm just going to ready in action because I don't want to lose him. And if something comes at me, I'm going to swing with my scimitar because he won't be able to see otherwise.
Okay. Xanatos.
All right, because Golden Boy's lit up. I can see this thing, right?
Yeah, actually, I got my own thing confused. Sorry, they'd be 30 feet from you, Orion, and they'd be 30 feet from you, Xanatos. I got a little backwards in my own thing here.
All right, so I will go towards ours, and I will see if this works. I will cast Word of Radiance on this thing. 1d6 radiant damage. See if that gives any telling to it. Boom.
Okay, so is that so you gotta look at the new Word of Radiance here.
Yeah, I thought that was like an AoE around you.
Yeah, it is an AoE. So they do a con save.
Yeah, that's 5 feet from you. So like the 8 squares around you is what that would be if you were looking at like a grid. So did you get next to him?
I'm pretty sure Word of Radiance only deals damage to those you choose.
Yeah, but you have to get right next to the statue, in other words.
Okay.
So
That is your choice, though.
Yeah, each creature of your choice that you can see in it must succeed a con save.
Okay, it gets a 9.
Nice. 6 radiant damage.
Oof.
Max roll, nice.
All right. You see the stone skin begin to burn. Dimension bubble.
Matt, real quick, I just realized that my familiar gets its own initiative, and it got a 14.
Okay.
You're gonna make him put a damn owl into the initiative count?
No, not an owl, a hawk.
Yeah, get it right, man. Gosh.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't write the new rules.
All right, I got the hawk in there. Very good. And with that as well, this statue now gets to try to grab ours here.
So ours is going to let out a little yell. He's going to be like, "Oh gods!"
Got 16 to hit.
Oh gosh. So he sees the creature getting ready to attack him, and immediately like words come to his mouth, like instinctively, like he isn't even actively trying to talk. But he let's see here. Immediately speaks a word that kind of resounds and echoes throughout the creature's mind. A celestial word. It is silvery barbs. Magic pours out of his throat in an attempt to save his life.
That I rolled higher.
Oh, shit. Well, I am... So, no armor. He hits.
Yeah. The bright side, it was a nat 20, but I don't get the nat 20.
Oh,
I'm glad I catch the spell slot so I
That's
get
great.
the nat 20 I couldn't use.
but who gets
Okay.
advantage?
Oh, dear.
Who give advantage
Yeah.
to?
Oh, who am I going to give advantage to? Myself. I need it the most.
Okay. So this arm comes down and kind of grabs and sticks to you.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
And you take 9 bludgeoning
He's out.
as Lars goes unconscious. Torsten.
Yeah, so Torsten started pulling his trident when the conversation of step back was like happening. So he's gonna charge forward and try hitting this thing with the trident.
You got it.
It's 15 to hit.
It does. It pierces right through the stomach. And you realize immediately this comes through like flesh.
So I don't what? Hang on. Something just went wrong. Here we go. So it's 4 damage because I rolled a 1 on the D8. I'm like, why is it only 4 damage? That would be why.
Okay.
But I have weapon mastery. And I have topple. So I want to try and knock this thing over.
Oh,
So it needs to make a 8 plus my ability. So 13 DC 13 Constitution save.
Okay. So 9. Is this prone?
Let's see. Topple. Good creature with the trident. You can force it. On a failed save, the creature has the prone condition.
Okay. So you move it, and as it sort of like moves in its space, it's like it comes off of its feet, and then instead another foot juts out of its
Oh no!
and the other one kind of retracts as it is immune to the prone
To the
condition.
prone condition.
no.
And
It's just
actually,
immune?
the other one does the job. This other one comes out. The new one looks almost like a tentacle.
Oh, good.
Guys, get me out of here.
Surprise! It's immune to mastery conditions.
All right. Hawk!
You thought you were buffed.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I made it topple. It just grew another leg. It's not my fault.
How could you have planned for that?
Yeah, Alaric just whistles and makes a motion with his head, and the hawk on his shoulder just takes off, and is I'm not exactly sure how close I am to this, but the hawk is going to get within 5 feet above its head and give the help action.
Yep. You got it. All right, ours. I need a death save.
Oh no. Okay.
Just roll an at 20, forehead.
Okay, there are some inspirations in chat if you want to do this with advantage.
Yeah. Okay.
I still think you gave yourself advantage.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did.
Yeah, this,
Oh,
is, the first,
thank
this is your
because
first
the
roll.
first
So.
one's about one.
With advantage?
No, not with advantage. Just the
Because
first.
you have advantage because of silvery barbs.
Yeah. He's doing one roll at a time. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Oof.
Yeah.
16. Okay.
Wow.
First roll was an at one. I'm so glad I said yes to advantage. Wow, guys, I'm gonna die. It's the first episode. We're only 2 hours in.
New Ross incoming.
Alaric.
Okay. Yeah, I focus and the energy begins to crackle between my fingertips, and I focus it, and that electricity just disappears and reappears in the talons of my hawk as it goes down to grab this thing by the face with advantage.
Ooh, there we go.
Shocking graph?
Yeah. And that is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
All right. It's gonna take 8 lightning.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. They can't take opportunity attacks.
Yep. So maybe somebody can go in there and pull our guy away or something.
Please.
And I'm just gonna move another 5 feet back and stay away from pillars.
Yeah. It's like,
And that's my turn.
good. Celicus.
I'm gonna move my 30 feet.
Okay, that gets you within
Mhm.
5 if you want.
And then I'm going to take ours and kind of just like pull his unconscious. Wait, it's holding on to him. Is he effectively grappled?
He is grappled by it.
Okay. Would it be like a contested athletics to ungrapple him?
Yes.
And then I will do that.
That'll be your action. All right. Do athletics or acrobatics, I suppose.
That's a 22.
Yeah, you just
Oh,
Plunk.
with a little section sound, you pull him off. Are able to drag him away.
I will put the small boy behind me. Plop.
Just in your tail. Just
And as a bonus action, I'm going to you kind of feel like you know when you do the static electricity thing and then you touch something and it's like ow, that's what you feel, and you get 3 points of health back.
is your lay on hands a defibrillator?
Yes.
thank you.
Amazing.
So ours like comes up with a gasp. He opens his eyes, and he's just like shaking. It's like, oh no.
All right, then Calder.
Running up, just like with excitement in his eyes, like finally we're doing something. Are we doing flanking rolls?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will get into a flanking position if I can. I don't exactly know the layout of who's around, and I will swing this very lithe and like not muscular person, just swinging this ginormous sword like it's no big deal.
Okay, Guts.
What are you talking about? Guts has hella muscles. That's going to be a 24 to hit
That hits.
for 8. We're going to say radiant damage because it seemed like it worked well for Xanatos.
Yeah, it's down.
Whereas I can do that as Pact of the Blade.
Radiant damage is based.
Yeah, melts away. More of this creature. You can review. See now with like purplish skin.
What are you? And that's my turn.
Right. Orion.
All right. So I know I had moved, and then you had. So was I?
So you could have gone within 5 feet on that one.
All right. So could I have made my attack? When
Yeah,
that
I'll
came?
let you do that because you would. Yeah, make your attack and then
Alright.
take your turn.
Okay. I
that.
didn't want to interrupt everybody. That's why we were.
Yeah, we'll resolve it that way.
24 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
I rolled the wrong thing. It was still the same modifier. Damage is. Come on. I don't know why it's not letting me roll the damage. All right, just roll a d6. 7 points of slashing damage.
Nice. All right, you now see a deep black blood dripping from it.
Oh boy.
It's bloodied.
All right, and now Ars is awake, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I will step up to this thing again, and then I'm going to use True Strike to attack it.
Nice.
And this way my attack will be radiant as well. I don't know why it's not rolling right. It's weird. Oh, it's 3 + 5, so 8.
Nice. All right. Anything else?
Nope. That'll be my. I'll just stay where I am.
Xanatos.
All right, so is part of this thing in stone and part like live tentacle? Is that right?
At this point, it has been hit and moved. The whole thing looks living.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do my bonus action first of Divine Favor to give me 1d4 radiant damage. See if that just keep that train going. All right, and then I'm gonna swing and try to hit with the greatsword.
Got it.
Oh crap! Oh well, but I do have mastery of it, so I get I have graze with it. So do I? Since I miss, do I still get it? Like get the plus?
Graze is it takes half when you miss, right?
If your
It
attack
takes the
roll-
modifier.
You can deal damage to equal to the ability modifier used to make the attack. So cool. So 5.
There we go.
Would I still do radiant damage with it, or
Wait, the ability modifier or because I think your strength would be +3,
Mm-hmm.
so it'd be 3
oh,
damage.
yep, that's right.
There you go.
Yep, 3.
I was like, oh shit, how'd you get to 20?
Yeah, that's what I was like. What did I miss?
What build did you pick?
I was looking at the hit dice modifier.
I need to know how you did that.
Okay. And incidentally, and I forgot to narrate this, but as you do this, your greatsword, Orion, your weapon, and Carter, your weapon sticks fast after you make the attacks.
Does that
Oh, well,
include my hawk's talons?
Yeah, so there we go.
Oh, neat.
All right. Anything else for Xanatos?
The miss, I don't do radiant damage, right?
I mean, yeah. It either way, it did the same amount of damage. So
no, he's talking about for the spell he cast.
Yeah,
He wouldn't get the extra D4 since he missed.
correct.
Okay, cool. Then yes, that would be my action. I'll position myself to like. I'm not sure how far back ours is, but like in between ours and this creature.
You can do that. You just have to let go of your weapon.
But it's not
You
stuck in
missed.
there.
I forgot. Well, you grazed. Well, that's interesting. You grazed it, so it's stuck.
This.
Beyond all mastery.
Oh my goodness!
Imagine being a marshal.
I didn't know we were gonna go fight the DM so quickly, but I'm down for it. All right. Okay. All right. I'll stay where I am and hold on to my sword.
Lovely. With that, you see as you get to like raise the shoulder here and it sticks slightly, that side of them opens up to reveal a huge toothy mouth that goes to try to take a bite from Xanatos. For a 10, how do you get out of the way?
I'll say like with like holding on, like being stuck and just like trying to like jerk it off, just like pure like luck that like
Crazy.
he tried to yank it, but as he did, like he just like gets out of the way biting. It's just focused on the sword. Like, come on, why isn't this coming out?
Perfect. Torsten.
Yeah, so the trident stuck to it. That's super awesome. Yeah. Can he? I'm gonna still try and just like shove it through because it's pointy. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. I'm just gonna. We're just gonna be a disadvantage, is what this will be.
Disadvantage, Matt. That seems unreasonable. It's an 11, Matt.
Oh, so you try and it's just too thick. You can't get the right force going.
Cool. All
right.
Out of my turn.
The Huck.
So it's currently just stuck and freaking the fuck out, trying to get off of this.
Whatever you do, don't peck it.
Right. I mean, is it even capable of giving the help action while it's stuck?
I would say yes.
Okay.
It's just flapping its wings in front of its eyes,
Yeah.
trying to block its vision.
So would it? Man, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's what it's gonna do. It can't move away, so it's gonna give the help action, and that's its turn.
All right. Then ours.
Oh yeah, I'm alive.
Don't touch it.
Okay, Sars gets up, and he's going to. So is he within 5 feet of the mimic? Yeah, the mimic.
10, I believe.
Okay, so in that case, he's going to get the heck back. He wants none of that smoke. So he just kind of whispers a "thank you, Celicus" to Celicus, and he's going to get back behind everybody, and he is going to whisper into his hand, with his hand up to his mouth, and he's going to cause his hand to alight with this kind of white golden fire. and he's going to position himself in such a way where he's not going to hit anybody else, and he's going to chuck this blast of flame at the monster.
Very cool.
And does a help action give
Yeah,
ours
so
advantage?
advantage for the help action.
All right.
Nice.
It's a 23 to hit. Nice.
Hits.
Okay. So this is fire damage.
Okay.
7 fire.
Nice. All right. Is badly scorched now. And Alaric.
If my hawk is stuck to the creature, do touch spells auto hit?
No.
Okay. I'm casting another shocking grasp through my hawk.
Let's go.
Thematically, your hawk is freaking out.
right.
Yeah. So try to focus through the freaking out.
It's a 23 as it's still trying to get away, just surging lightning through its talons into this creature.
That hits.
For another 4 lightning.
Ooh.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Got it. Then Celicus.
Okie dokie. Celicus is going to look at Torsten and be like, this is why you always carry 2 weapons. And he's going to kind of like pull out his flail and he's going to bonk it.
I have 3. The other one's 2.
Oh no, it's a 6.
Ooh. All right. The last minute looks, and you crush, or you hit the statue, cracking the statue behind it, that causes the pillar to just slightly. And you recognize the person who you cracked. Who is it?
Trauma.
Is this one Waka?
This one's going to be let's just say it's their name was Eden, and they were one of his mother's like handmaids.
I love it. And half the face of Eden goes to the ground.
And coming back here was a bad idea.
Right. Anything else?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Calder.
I'll look and be like, Obi, you really got to keep a better grip on your weapon as I go through the motions of attacking and just bonus action summon a new sword and attack. Nice. 23 for 8 damage, but this time I'll be like, your flesh looks like it'll rot, and I'll make it necrotic.
Ooh. Nice. Then how do you kill it?
Slicing through what I assume is its head, the necrotic energy kind of starts eating back at the thing, and you see all the weapons slowly start like falling off of it.
Yeah. As they start to release, it falls, and you can see the somewhat squid-like appearance, large mouth. The flesh moves itself back, and as you look now, you swear some rocks have moved. But for the moment, we will exit initiative and we will go to our break. So it'll be about 15 minutes from now, and we'll come back.
So if we have exited combat, ours is going to immediately try and huddle up with the group after the thing dies.
Okay, she's trying to get as close as you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Alrighty. We are back. So, having quickly got into a huddled position, with ours bleeding, what would you like to do?
So ours is he's bloodied right now. I mean, he's at 3 hit points. He's so just kind of taking in what just happened. And he's like holding where the creature got him. Bleeding stopped, but he's a bit stained with his own blood, which is not red. It's kind of golden color. I think. Look, if I try and go on ahead next time, please, someone just stop me.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm sorry for saying that. That I'd like 2 armored people. I guess a wizard's pretty good now and again too.
We have our moments.
Thank you, Lark. And you too, Seleucus. I'm not sure I would have made it out of that without you.
Yes, well, let's not go wandering off and investigating things that look exactly like ourselves.
Yeah, fake me almost got real me. I did not say that.
Have you ever tried like drying your blood in just like discs and pawning it off as gold?
No.
Try it.
Well, I mean, I'm desperate for money. Maybe you have a point.
I know we didn't finish searching, but when this all started, I did find drag marks out of this room into the darkness that we didn't get to finish.
Okay, before we do anything, I want to go back to what Matt said that right when the creature died, there's something happened, like rubble, like I forgot what he said exactly. What did you say exactly?
The stones and the rubble appear like some of it appears like it's in slightly different places.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Wasn't that rock over there before? Am I just imagining it?
How many more of those things are in here with us?
Alec, this is a roper, right?
Thank goodness not.
I have an interesting idea, and I give a small whistle, and my hawk flies up above the statues towards a remaining pillar, and through my hawk, I want to cast light on the pillar.
Onto one of the pillars?
Yes.
Okay. And it lights up.
Does it light up the whole pillar?
Yeah.
And
Nice.
is there any portion of the pillar that does not light up?
No.
All right. Well, I could do that over and over again, but we might be running out of time.
Wait, there's a time limit on this?
Well, if they try to attack us again.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember anybody
should
telling
just-
us, hey, you have X amount of time to get in and out.
I can generate violent psychic energy. Maybe if I just throw it around till it hits something.
I don't know if that, I haven't heard of that. What?
Charlotte just kind of snorts some sparks and is like, I could always see how many I could hit in a cone.
So
Sure.
ours.
For this creature, are we able to determine what type of creature it is?
I guess that'd be up to your characters. All of you are pretty green when it comes to going out into things like this.
Yeah, ours would not know what a mimic is. He's never really been on an adventure before, and he's not very well educated in adventuring matters.
I mean, there's a chance Alaric heard about it in a lecture at some point. I'll kind of cautiously get closer to examine it to see if I recognize what this might be.
Okay, then I'll give you a history check.
Okay. That is a 16.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so yes, looking nice and carefully now, you able to recall these creatures, often known as mimics, for their ability to look like any object that they wish.
So ours is going to very carefully poke the dead mimic. It's like, this is surely a fiend, right?
I think it's a monstrosity.
I don't know. It has a lot of teeth.
Well, monstrosities do tend to have a lot of teeth.
So do fiends.
Albert don't.
Okay, this is a new player question. Would a mimic be able to be detected with detect evil and good?
So I don't believe so. Just even good does fiends, fey, undead,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
mimic does not qualify as any of those.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's not an extra planar being.
With the history that I recall, do I know if mimics take on the properties of the items they are trying to present themselves as?
So the properties, not so much. They can be very intricate in how they mimic it. They have been known to be able to be a door that swings open.
Okay. But with physical contact, it kind of,
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Do I know if if casting light on one would work, since light can only be on an object?
Yeah. So the light, the idea, you would not be able to make one light up.
Okay. Right. So, and I'll share the information with the group if we want to be certain that there aren't more in here hanging around on pillars. We just need to light up the pillar, and the creatures would stand out in relief.
But I thought we decided some of the rocks moved too.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Are they? Was that just?
Let's find out. So ours is immediately going to the rocks that supposedly moved, and he is going to whisper into his hand again. And this time, instead of generating flames, he generates what appears to be a kind of swirl of astral psychic energy, and he is going to chuck that at the rocks instead and see if it gets some kind of response.
Okay. So is this an attack roll or?
Yeah, it's an attack roll.
Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, dang. Okay.
It hits and grazes off the rock.
Wait, that I didn't do that right. So he's
We're
going
not-
to try the second time.
We're not actually going to just sit here and throw spells at rocks, are we?
I can do this as many times as I can. I mean, there's no drawbacks to this. All right, and if we
My
get
time being wasted is the drawback. What do you mean?
I would like, as a player, to like move out, like start moving forward.
You do feel like you could. I mean, if you try to move out of here, I'll give you this. You because Orion was very interested in this. So Orion, you kind of begin to move around, and you can see when you get to the corners of the room, you can see where there's like a few cracks, and you can see like a metal greave, a helmet. You start to get an impression that people might have been dragged from these stones that maybe were these creatures away and devoured.
So I don't think that us staying here is going to be the best thing. In fact, following the drag marks might lead us to where they really are going.
Yeah. Well, the drag marks you realize might identify possibly where some of the what could be a revealing tip on which ones aren't stones. And in addition, you can see in the back there is a 10-foot tall double door of stone.
If we kind of like veer around the areas, are we able to kind of avoid the paths, these drag areas?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So if we can try to work our way around it, let's see if we can get to those double doors and see what we find next.
Yeah.
Ours tries to stay in the middle of the group so he doesn't get attacked again.
That's precisely what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, that's good. And I'll give a quick whistle, and my hawk flies over to cast light on the doors.
Not taking any chances. The doors light up.
Okay, we're good.
With this, then we'll do Orion. I need a perception check to see
Okay.
how well you navigate this.
Guidance. You got this, buddy. Obi, don't let us down now.
Woo! 5 plus 13 plus a d4. 21 total.
Okay,
Dang, that's awesome.
so
The way you said that, you said your modifier first, and so it threw me off. I was like, how the
Yeah.
hell do you have a plus 13 to perception?
Oh, 13 plus 5 plus 3.
So, pay attention. It you up. The times you appearing to go somewhat straight, then have to almost double back, and thankfully you're able to see some of the rocks here do have little paths of them dragging themselves, so you can see which ones have moved. Being very careful to follow this advice, and since these creatures seem to be very patient, they don't necessarily give chase as you're able to safely get to these large doors.
Alaric, you've got a bunch of parchment. Why don't you make a note that, like, if we want, we can maybe, like, hunt these things on the way back out. Or at least give notice to the people, you know, back at base camp. Is that what we're calling it?
Right.
Give people some
And
warning. That isn't in Draconic, because that's a super common language for people to know.
Celica snorks again.
yeah,
If these creatures have perhaps eaten other delvers, maybe they have treasure inside them.
Did you want to go back and check that one?
I don't know. Maybe someone else should do it.
Maybe on the way back out.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's. You know what? Because you know what? Maybe there's more. If they drag them all further down too, that could be a possibility. Probably not.
Yeah, maybe there's a horde that we're gonna go stumble upon.
I hope that's not a whatever that was either.
I would like to take a look at the double doors. Do they look like they're locked, or does this look like they just need to be pulled open?
So, looking at them, you actually see what looks like there is a padlock here of iron, but it's as if it's been hammered in. It's of entirely different design, and it's very standard. The best guess is possibly another team had come in here and on their way out locked this, possibly to prevent others from going in, but you could always undo it.
All right. I'll look at my brother and go, do you want to race and see who can get this first?
Well, there aren't 2 locks, so I guess you can go first as usual.
Well, no, I'm
And
saying
I'll guide you.
Okay. And then I will make a thieves tool. So is it for thieves tools? It's just Dex plus proficiency.
So
you
you
get-
also
So you're proficient in thieves' tools?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So usually you get to roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
are you also proficient in sleight of hand?
I am. So it'd be the
Then
same.
you have
plus five.
advantage on it.
Yes.
Is the way that new tools skill interaction works.
All right. So advantage plus guidance. That would be a 17 plus 5 for 22 plus the D4. So 24 total.
Okay.
Ryan's been kind of an MVP here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's rolled below 20 even once.
I did in combat. Like I said, I'm great out in combat. In combat, I am a ones master. That's why my party loves playing with me as a DM.
So you put your tools in, slowly find the clicks, and you're able to open it up. And with that, the door takes about 2 people to push here, but it is doable.
I can help. That's kind of why I'm here.
Ours is half a person. He can't really help.
Just really quick, before we push it open, if they took the time to padlock it, who's to say they didn't also take the time to put a little something on the other side for you? So I'm just going to take a quick look to make sure it's not trapped either.
Okay.
Yeah,
Give me a
that
perception
sounds
check.
like a great idea. I don't want anything shooting at me or.
Dirty 20.
All right.
Dang,
You do not see any traps.
this man.
All right. Not my forte, Torsten. Xanatos, the big door. Looks good.
Try and open the door.
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay. So you push open, and here you can see what seems to be partially this is caved in as maybe it was open air or something of the like when the city crashed. But within where there seems to be the cave-in, you can see 5 what look like brand new intricate arches. Fresh and clean. above two of them, you see carved into stone an X. So 2 X's. The other 3 are not marked.
Are we thinking people went down these two?
Or yes, and what they were looking for, perhaps they didn't find in those arches.
Why are they so clean?
Well, air might not have gone out, so it's all contained in here. No new dust can come in.
Is it just the arches, or is it the walls and the floor too?
The walls on the floors show what you'd expect, dust and other things.
All right, never mind. Okay, I was wrong.
It was good thinking.
Well, I think it becomes a question of, do we want to go see what they've already done? Or do we want to try to pick a tunnel that hasn't been seen?
The path less taken.
Yeah.
Can we see if there are any drag marks in this room?
There are not any drag marks.
Okay. Before we go start doing stupid stuff again.
And just real quick to be sure, I want to double check that our map doesn't mention anything about this room.
Okay. So now looking at the map as you're referencing it, you can see pictured the same patterns on the map, and it's in a room. The shape might have been like this, and there's a little mark that basically says X5, as if to expect 5 of them.
Five arches?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the 5th arch?
I'll confess, I don't understand any of this.
How to
I
read
just wanna-
maps.
What was
we
that,
were actually
Torsten?
we were actually seeing tunnels like through the arches.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's right. No, didn't explain it any other way, but I just wanted to follow through and make sure. Sometimes I miss things.
And
If we-
all right, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if we look at the 5th arch, does it have an X over it?
No. It looks like they went, or it looks like these were marked an X on 1, X on 2. And again, these look carved. They look different than what the arches are made from.
Does the map indicate like any particular one we're supposed to go down?
All right. So, who would like to look closely at the map?
I would say it'd be Lyric or I, since we have it, and I would feel that we wouldn't show this to anyone else in the group. It would just be between us.
Ours is
Wow.
too short to be able to look over anybody.
Yeah, I'll take a pretty good look at it.
Yeah, can we both take a look at it?
Yeah, both giving investigation checks.
Would I be able to give Alaric guidance?
Absolutely.
Can I give Xanatos? Or just like, you guys
Yes.
are really studying this map intently, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay, so that's a 25 investigation.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
I just got the 5.
Just 5.
Oh, and I forgot the D4.
So
So yeah.
So it's gonna be less than 10. So I don't know
Okay.
if I can roll it.
yeah. So then, Lark, you to look. And over the third around, so as you study and as you look very carefully, the arch that's marked as 5, they actually lifts up off the page to your sight and then goes to 5 of them, and they line up visually with the 5 you actually see as you stare. One through 5, the 1 and 2 having the X's, which one do you particularly look at this moment?
Two.
2. So the one without that with the X's there. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. In that case, as you see that, the words appear instead in the shape of the arch. From fire to frost, from air to earth, through skies we soar, to flames we return.
So I got the from fire to frost, from air to earth.
Through skies we soar, to flames we return.
I'll mention that to the group. Possibly has chromatic connotations to it.
Is there one that has like a brazier or like a torch, like something that's like that can hold fire, like any one of those? Is there like one next to it,
Not next to.
or like something that indicates like this door is fire, this door has like fire on it or something?
So, no, there's nothing too much like that. And then as soon as you kind of do that, all 5 return to the map.
Oh.
And you've discovered an ability that can only be used once a day.
Oh.
Oh.
Cool.
Of this map.
Who the heck builds something like this into a city?
Dragons, I guess, or dragonborn.
It seems so frivolous.
How tall are these arches?
About 8-9 feet.
I'd like to send my hawk up to one of the archways that doesn't have an X, where an X would be if it had been marked.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's, to the group, he's like, I don't know if there's any way to tell, but Has anyone ever used the mending cantrip?
I do have
What?
a mending cantrip.
What is that?
I meant to, but I don't know it.
I was just thinking if you wanted to hide something like an X carved into stone, you could just erase it with that cantrip.
Wait, do spells have names?
Most of them, yes.
Oh, okay. For me, stuff just kind of happens.
That's very chaotic.
It is.
If I walk over to the fifth quarter just to kind of shine my light down there, can I kind of see any sort of like trail or any footsteps?
Yeah, give me a survival check to try to find footsteps.
12 total.
So 12. You don't see anything. It looks like here on the floor, the rock is flat and smooth and carved again like almost like tiles that have not been worn away or crashed.
I mean, we could give it a try and go the opposite direction than what they started.
I think right now the choosing the fifth is as good as choosing any of the others. It works for me.
The rocks aren't still following us, are they? Ours is gonna kind of like look a little bit around everybody to try and see if they've been followed by anything.
Start moseying on towards the fifth.
Yeah.
Before we go down the fifth archway, the phrase, would Celicus have any memories of this phrase being thrown around in like a religious connotation from his time at the temple?
Give me a history check.
$16.
16. The 16, you remember it as a chorus to a hymn known as the Ballad of Rebirth.
Idly mention that to the group as we're going.
Oh, how much of that song do you remember?
Not a lot. I remember the melody more than.
Well, I just
him.
thought if one
Could
part was
you,
written on one archway, maybe other parts of the song were written on other archways.
Could you hum it? Celicus.
Celicus is going to kind of just like.
Wait, you don't have lips. You're a dragonborn. Can you throat hum?
Celicus is going to take out his lyre and just start playing the bit that he remembers. Mostly the chorus, a little bit of like some parts in there, but mostly the chorus.
So
Yeah.
ours listens pretty intently, and then he speaks some alien but very beautiful word out into the air, and then the chorus starts on its own, independently of the lyre. He uses prestidigitation to create the music.
Is it a song I've heard by any chance? Just because I'm musically inclined.
Scroll a d12.
I can't see that far on my screen.
2.
Okay. No.
Yeah,
All right.
so because I'm not familiar with that, sorry. Or I'd accompany you with my lute.
Ours was very cultured, grew up in a noble family. Indulgence in the arts was very much a venue of entertainment. Would he have heard this at any point? Perhaps in some kind of performance, some exotic performance or something.
In that context, no, there wouldn't be a chance of that.
Okay.
No.
Okay, if ours is able to sing the song, can we see what the 5th verse is and see if that verse is on a particular door?
Well, ours can't create the other verses.
Okay.
Right. It's just kind of repeating what Stalek is able to put out.
Only what ours knows, yeah.
Celicus, are you singing in Draconic?
Celicus could attempt to sing it in Draconic. He is not lyric. He's not a great singer. He can play the lyre. He was not one of the people singing. He was the one accompanying them on the lyre.
Okay. Torsten will start singing it in Draconic.
Okay.
See if it does anything.
Doesn't seem to be a reaction.
It's not that. I heard some
Maybe.
magic doors, you just have to speak in a certain language.
Oh,
They open.
So these arches are just tunnels.
all right. Well,
The only thing at this point is we just pick a tunnel and go. So if you guys are good with it,
5th one it is.
I'll start heading down the 5th tunnel and we can all kind of line up.
How wide are these tunnels? Just out of curiosity.
They'd be 10 feet wide.
Okay. Ours is, of course, going to try and stay in the middle of everybody. He's caught enough smoke.
The other thing is that Alaric has a secondary book that he keeps in his bag, and he's been scribbling down notes about the map and about this verse and about all these things in this book.
Okay.
And so he puts that away and follows.
And I'll take the lead and start looking as we go. And I'm going to actually put my scimitar away for right now, and I'm going to just illuminate my shield, just in case someone decides to come swinging at me. He'll hit the shield and maybe not hit me in the face.
Okay. You begin moving down, and again, everything about this tunnel seems new or recent. A stark contrast to the rest as you begin walking. And you come to steps that begin to lead down.
All right. We're ready to. We're going to go downward then. Map people, any ideas? Alaric, Thanatos?
Nope, I think we just head down.
Into
I
the
really-
unknown.
I really hope the stairs don't try and eat us.
That would be.
All right.
All right.
I'll take the lead as I start going down the stairs, cautiously looking around, looking at the walls, and just making sure
Is there a
nothing
lever
looks
on
like
the
it's gonna
wall?
trip us.
There's not a lever on the wall.
Turn it into a slide. Just-
Everyone's waiting, and I go down by myself.
Take down the steps. And then this next hall you come to. Now you're leading. Are you torch or are you dark vision or
I have my
Light on the
shield.
shield.
shield is lit?
Is
Thank you.
lit. Yep.
So
behind
your
him.
light shines down, and you can see what appears to be vertical coffins of stone. Each one a different dragonborn figure carved to the top. They all seem to be standing and within the same position, with their hands cupped in front of them. Upon their cupped hands, it actually kind of comes out of as stone comes out of the lid. There is placed an object. There's 11 on your left and 11 on your right. Some have rings. Others what look like a beautiful gem necklace. Another carries a fine blade, a longsword specifically, in their hand. Outstretched hands. And there's a door at the end of stone.
And so you said these are standing coffins,
Yeah, vertical coffins.
so specifically not sarcophagi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Just first thought, gonna throw it out there. We're definitely not the first people in this room, and if nobody else took this stuff, maybe we shouldn't either.
Where's your sense of adventure, Alaric?
You were the fifth one, right? So you
yeah.
don't know if anyone's been through here.
This was an unmarked one,
Yeah. No tracks.
so we should
Where's
take everything.
I mean, this is the third room we've been in. Of all the adventuring parties before us, how did no one pick this room?
Where's your greed, Alaric?
Further down, past the obviously trapped treasure.
Other people would have a map like we do, though. Maybe this really is a treasure trove that everyone else missed. I, for one, am poor enough to risk it.
Do that thing with your hawk. See if these
I was
jump
going to do
at
the
us.
thing with ours where he goes up and gets punched in the face.
That is awfully rude.
Sorry.
I forgive you. For now.
So all these like figures have different things in their hands, like gems or weapons and stuff like that, depending on which one.
I vote the one in the heaviest armor goes and tries to pick one of them up first.
Celicus,
No,
are these
that
like your people?
That's a great question to ask, Corsten. You did make a funny face in the other room, Celicus. Like after you hit with your mace or your flail, whatever it's called.
Some of
I
the
don't
people,
necessarily mean your family. I just meant like your people.
yes, and no. Yes, they are my people, but they're dead. They're not coming back.
So you're giving us permission to take their things.
I also know that when people are alive, they also tend to curse objects in case people decide to loot them.
Is that a
Never
thing people
understood
do?
that practice.
So, from an ethical standpoint, you don't have a problem with it, but there's a chance something might be cursed. Is that
Precisely.
great?
Selkus kind of has like this almost like tired look on his face of like that he's been asked this numerous times.
Is
You heard him, Mars. Go get him, and I pat you on the back.
the
I don't know. I'm allergic to curses. Maybe someone else should do it.
are these 11 coffins the only thing in this room?
Yeah.
So, my angelic nature, I just can't interact with something so unholy. You understand?
Sorry.
Is
So there's a total
is
of 11, not 11 on each side.
Sorry, 22.
There's 11
So
on
there's-
each side. Yes.
Okay. So I did hear it
So-
right the first time. Got it.
Yeah.
Does one of them have like a dagger, you said, or like a sword?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if you guys are so concerned, I'll walk over and then I'll see. I don't grab it yet, but I'm like, is this what you want? Because I'll do it. I'll pick it up.
What are you going to
Careful,
do with
Ryan. You're one of my favorites.
the things on the coffin fronts? Are they actual like items, or is it just stone?
No, those are actual items that
Actual
are,
items,
that are
okay.
on the stone hands.
The stone
Obi, do
dragon.
you want to like finish looking, or is this it? Like this is what we're calling it?
Well, I just can't. I'm trying to imagine what the purpose of this room is. Like before
Mausoleum.
we got here, why did they make a room like this?
I don't know, but those statues of the tailed dragonborn, the jewels and stuff all over them, seem kind of like stupidly rich. So maybe this really is just a treasure trove that they wanted to hide away.
That is an interesting question. Looking at the stone carvings, do all of these dragonborn have tails?
They do.
I'm gonna, instead of grabbing, I am gonna walk down the corridor. And you said there's 2 stone doors at the other end.
hmm
Is there a padlock on that door as well, like the one that we found before we came in here?
There's not a padlock, but as you inspect it, it does appear to be locked. There's a keyhole.
Okay. I'm gonna unlock the door, unless we're concerned about that one.
Hope it doesn't beat you on the way out.
Can you search it for traps before unlocking it?
Yes.
Go ahead, give me a.
But will you?
Nuggets.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. And my brother gave me guidance. Ooh, not the best. That is 5 plus 5 plus a d4. Oh, 11 total. It looks probably looking good.
Yeah, looks good to go.
All right.
There's no
Does
way
it,
this lock is harder than Dad's. Let's go. What are you waiting for?
All right. I'm working on it. All right.
Start
So-
walking that way.
We aren't just going to leave all this treasure in here, are we?
I mean, my gut
can get it
instinct
on the way
is saying
back.
we can just ignore this for now. Just my
17.
gut instinct.
Hans says we probably shouldn't.
We can get it on the way back. Let's just keep going.
All right. What'd you get, John?
17 for picking the lock.
Would I have been able to guidance him since I was next to him still? Like I was like, hurry up.
You've been doing that, so that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So adding a d4 to that then is a 20. Dirty 20.
Okay.
I really hope this stuff is still here on our way back.
I don't think anybody came in behind us. I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
No one else knows about this place, really. Like,
So as you get this lock, you hear it click, and the door is now able to be opened. The same time, you see a flash of red as fire bursts out of the lock towards you. I need a dex save.
Okay. Can I do a memory flashback right now with my brother?
Yeah. Oh, you met your brother? Ah!
So-
No, we go ahead. You go ahead. Yeah. Whatever you want to do.
When we were kids, our father, because he was a locksmith, used to come up with some creative locks. And all of you now notice there is a burn mark on the back of Orion's hand. Because at one point, Calder and I were messing around with a couple locks that our father decided to hide acid in to eat away at thieves' tools whenever they were doing it. But I actually screwed it up. And instead of the acid ruining the tools, it sprayed out all over my hand. So my father kind of feels guilty for the fact that now his son's hand was kind of disfigured at a young age. Here we go, deck save.
That's really interesting.
I feel like I need to also make the deck save because I'm right next to him.
Yeah, that would make sense because you were guided seeing. I think that's fair.
All right. So, dirty 20.
16 for me.
Okay. So you both are able to push off, each only getting half of the damage for 3 fire.
Okay.
Oh no.
But the door does does appear that it is ready to be opened.
Ours visibly winces.
That's a spicy lock.
As I pat myself. Okay, all right. Now it's not trapped. Now it's not trapped.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's
Nice,
fine.
nice.
We did that on purpose, just to make sure you guys were on your toes.
Appreciate that.
It only further cements the idea that there might be curses.
Yep. Keep on the lookout for curses.
Can you?
If I
Is that
see
something that
one,
you can like visibly see?
well.
No. It's not.
I'm gonna try to open this door. I feel like it's also too big, and I'm not gonna be able to.
I was gonna say, can we ask Torsten and Xanatos? You two mind helping us with the door?
Oh, sure. I didn't want to just assume you couldn't do it. So
No, we're pretty weak.
No, yeah,
Oh, okay.
we're not strong. We are pretty.
Like we can accept our faults.
Yeah.
Okay.
While you guys are pushing over the door, Celicus is just like behind Alaric and ours, just like being the guard behind the 2 squishies.
I love it. So Torsten and Xanatos. Xanatos, you good with opening the door?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So as you open the door, I'm going to be describing what I see. And for this, until they pass, I just want to give the space for Torsten and Xanatos to interact with the next thing that comes out first and say whatever.
Why are you saying it like that, man?
Oh
Because you are
no.
buried in gold coins as they pour through the door.
Okay. So, you push, and at first you don't quite see anything, but you almost don't realize your legs take a move without you meaning them to as you walk forward. And as soon as you do, you can see a chasm 2 feet in front of you. It goes down deeper than you can perceive. As you look up, you can see 3 doors alight in with blue fire above them. Now, throughout the chasm, there are thin strips of metal that go from the doors, crisscross each other in various places, and come back like very tiny 2-foot long catwalks. 2 foot wide, rather, catwalks. Only way to get this that you can see from here to the doors seems to be to balance upon these and choose from the intersection paths to the doors.
Xanatos will put his hand back to like signal to everyone, do not step forward, just wait a second. And telling them like what he sees, like the chasm and like how there's instant death all around and all that.
So ours, as this is explained to him, like what's beyond the door, he like visibly starts to like tense up and like he looks kind of scared.
Matt, do we have control of our legs? You said we kind of
Try.
step forward without thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Now you
So I'll
try
just try to
to
move my leg.
You do. Your legs seem to be able to move,
Try and take a step backwards.
and you are able to do so.
That was weird.
How many doors are above? Did you say?
3.
Three.
And they have a flame above each.
Yeah.
How
And you
far
have
are
to
the
kind of walk
catwalks?
the maze to get to the doors. The 2-foot wide path maze thing over a very deep hole.
Alec, there's got to be something in your pack for this. You don't have like a plank?
Can you tell how wide it is? How far it is?
From you to any of the doors will either be between 70 and 80 feet.
Oh,
Well, I'm not gonna lie, but this sounds like a fun challenge. So I take out my silk rope and start tying it around my stomach, and I go, "Who wants to hold it?"
I mean, I'll hold it. I'm going down with you if you fall.
Well, somebody holds
I can
you so
hold
that
it.
we don't. All right, so I hit it to Torsten.
Maybe tie it to something more.
Obi, how much rope is this?
All right. So I'm just going through because I just want to make sure. Totally cool if Torsten, Zeratos, you are good with this moving. I did want you guys to have a chance of thinking through this.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do, man. Like, so
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't
yeah.
taken.
I'm good.
Okay. Then proceed. Just want to double check.
should I send Blitzvolker to check
I'm sorry.
the
What
room?
was that?
Who?
And I pet the top of her head. Blitzvolker.
Oh, you hadn't said her name. You just kept calling her Hawk. I thought that was her name.
That was when I was describing it. What happened? She can go and check the room for us, see how deep or
Yeah, sure.
and send her off to and also one thing I want to do is take out a silver coin out of my pouch, cast light on it, and put it in her talons so she flies around with a light source.
Cool. She goes to fly, and you can feel wind blow from above you down. And I need her to give me a strength save.
Oh, good. This is not gonna go great.
With her -3, right?
Yep, which makes it a -2.
Wait, a -2?
Because I got a nat 1.
Oh.
Okay, before you do anything, Evil GM. So
Evil GM.
can I say like as a reaction, because I'm further ahead because Torsten went back. Can I try to use the reaction to catch this hawk? Like, is it close enough to where I could try to catch it?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a slight. Well, how do you go about trying to catch it? Describe it to me.
So I would say, like, if I would basically just look where it's at, and like I'm thinking like an athletics type of thing. to like try to get underneath and like catch it, but like make sure like I don't go as further forward as I need to. And,
Okay,
like,
so
back-
with athletics, I'll let you, because you're asking for that. You would just have to get onto part of the platform
Okay, so
because you have to kind of brace yourself under. This is a little. That's what I'll give you. So you can make athletics.
okay. All right. Let's do this. All right. 19.
Nice.
Okay. So you quickly move yourself. You feel the wind coming down on you as well. You brace your knees so the weight's directly under you as you catch. I'll practice that name. The hawk right there in your hands. And then kind of as soon as you do in cradle, the wind stops.
Okay. I'm going to gently but slowly, like looking up, hand the hawk back to Alaric, like seeing if I can see something that would have caused this action by chance.
So, yeah, looking up, you can just see what appears to be a 30-foot carved dragon head that the mouth is open. And it looks like something comes up, and the wind likely came from that.
Okay. Am I able to determine if it's like came out because it saw or sensed the hawk, or does it just do it sporadically?
If you want a clue, give me an intelligence check.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
19. You think it had everything to do with the fact that the hawk was flying.
Okay. That flying, not moving. Okay. All right. And then I would like information, like saying that was because of the flying, not the moving.
Well, that makes sense. If it's a trial, they don't want you just skipping over it. So do we risk death here, or do we want to grab those cursed items?
I don't really like heights.
I'm not super crazy about them either.
We could throw you. Well,
Please don't do that.
I'm not throwing anybody. I don't
Yeah,
know.
remember, you said it was like plus 70 feet. I don't know. Like, I don't want to chuck a 14-year-old boy across.
I don't know if throwing counts as flying either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it would trigger. I think it might be like a wings thing.
Well, I mean, there's always, and once Blitzfalka is back, I take the silver coin with the light on it and I just toss it into the room.
So do you want it to like fall down?
Well, I'm going to see how far I can throw it first to see if the wind triggers from throwing things.
Gotcha. So you're trying to like get it maybe by the door because that's not your intention isn't for it to necessarily go down.
I want to do two things. I want to see if the wind triggers on being thrown and then to see how far down it goes once it falls.
You
I
got
don't,
it.
I don't
Okay,
think I have the
cool.
strength to get it.
Yeah. So that's like whoosh, throw it out and there doesn't be any reaction. Then it kind of dings off the edge on the platforms and starts to fall. And then ding, ding, ding. I'll tell you, you feel looking down, guess anywhere from 150 to 200 feet.
It's not an illusion. Good to know.
All right. Are we up for this?
I mean,
No.
so obviously, cooler stuff's going to be on their side of this, right? Because it's this difficult. That's the way this
yeah,
goes, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the rule. Yeah.
How much rope does everybody have? Because
You
I've got-
sound
I've got
confident
some
again.
What was
I
it?
have 50 feet of hempen rope.
all right, same. So how about we do this? We go Xanatos since he's already halfway out there. We tie the rope to him, then Obi and I, then Torsten. And we got to split you strong fellas up, so that way if somebody falls, you guys can like triangulate, catch us.
Ours is very light, so he would be easy to catch compared to everybody else if he did fall.
What do you guys think of that?
Sounds good. And then once
yeah.
someone is across, they can brace and help others, right?
Well, I think we're all kind of just going together is the idea. We string some rope to each other, kind of like safety harness. Xanatos at the front, Obi and I, Torsten, you and ours, Celicus.
All
That
right.
way, if it, we've got our three braces, so to speak. Unless you happen to have like climbing tools, in that huge pack of yours.
No. Just rope.
All right, rope it is. Obi, let's get these harnesses, so to speak, strung up.
Yeah.
All right. So as we get all these strung up, we're going to end for tonight.
Alrighty.
And we will come back next week. Anyone watching, thank you so much. Players hanging out because we're doing our highlight direction review. But everyone watching, we'll see you next week.
Good night.
That was a lot of fun.